got old. I got to put these glasses on now. So it's my pleasure to introduce Juan Jara. And I had a great chance to talk to him before, this dinner started and before the cocktails and everything started. And, Juan told me about growing up in Watsonville, which apparently is the strawberry capital of the world. Even though he had access to as many strawberries as he could eat, he did think that Watsonville was boring. But even though he found Watsonville boring, he made everything that he could out of his high school time. He was just your typical kid. He was the first in his family to go to college. He was a multi-sport athlete. He was the president of his class. He was a member of Mesa, which got him into engineering. And when he graduated, he went to UC Davis. So that was his first trip outside of Watsonville, his first journey. Because the thing about it is, apparently he got the desire, perhaps because of Watsonville, to go to many other places. So he actually paid his way through college by joining something and working for something called the Air Quality Research Group. So he went around the country. I believe he visited almost every state in the country and measured the air quality of national parks. So what was the park that, he's going to tell you, by the way, which park had the worst air quality in America when he comes up here. He then got a chance to study engineering. The Mesa thing, he decided he wanted to become an engineer. But he just didn't decide to become an engineer, didn't decide to go to a college anywhere. He decided that he would go to Japan to study automotive engineering because he had this dream of working for Tesla. He did tell me, by the way, that those of you who think that Tesla is going to go under, that you're all fools, and do not short Tesla. But he does believe, he decided that he wasn't going to become a Tesla engineer. Instead, he decided to become a mechanical engineer. And not only did he go study in Japan, but he visited and stayed in 14 other countries. So I think he may actually be the most well-traveled person in this entire room. And he also told me that he's going to do his introductory speech in Japanese, which he speaks fluently. So I want you to hold him to that. I'm sorry, man. And so I'm not going to tell them the other stuff you told me, by the way. So now he lives in San Jose. He's doing R&D for a company called Quatel, which develops components for microchips. He's incredibly smart. He's incredibly well-spoken. It was a real joy to talk to him, and I'd like to welcome him up here.
Good evening, everyone. I am truly honored to be here today in front of so many outstanding educators. I'm a little bit nervous, and I haven't had my dessert yet, so I'll try to keep this short and sweet as well. I want to give a big thank you to the foundation for putting all this together. It really means a lot. I'm very grateful for you all, and really I can't express in words how grateful I am for all the educators here today. They say that we stand on the shoulders of giants, but I believe it is you educators that have led us to grow so big and pave the path for our bright futures. But teachers do more than just teach core subjects. They help us dream. Dreams like becoming an engineer. As a first generation to go to college, I wasn't coming from the best points. I needed a lot of help. And there came a point in high school when I couldn't ask mom and dad for help on my homework. And I had to rely on my high school teachers to not only give me that extra help, but to also give me the know-how on how to apply for college and give me the tools that I needed. Give me a little sec here. But where would we be without our math and science teachers? Without them, maybe there wouldn't be any Silicon Valley right now. Where would we be without our humanities and liberal arts teachers? Perhaps there would be no climate change movement or no Banksys in the art world. But I'm here today to honor one special teacher that has helped me truly become who I am today and has changed my life. I remember being in her class senior year, and I remember looking at all the strange symbols she was writing on the board. Those symbols were integrals and derivatives. And thinking to myself there as a teenager, boy, I'm never gonna understand any of this. I swear, those symbols were truly like Egyptian hieroglyphics at the time. But I would, and I did. Through her dedication to go above and beyond, she made sure that I learned the material. She would stay long hours after school, not just for me, but for all her students. We were truly like her children. That's how I felt. And she cared so much for every single one of us. And I'm fortunate enough to have had her care for my younger sister as well, which I'm truly very grateful for. I cannot express. She helped us really learn these difficult topics. And I was really lucky, and maybe the luckiest one here, since I have 2 teachers that have been awardees. But she was not only an amazing teacher, but an amazing singer. I remember her singing the Chain Roll song over and over again. And to this day, I cannot express how challenging it is to get it out of my head. I promise her I won't give a rendition. I dare not torture your ears. No. Chain, chain, chain. Not only that, but she was a great athlete. I remember her running across the classroom. She would try to illustrate velocity and acceleration and how they relate to the first derivative with respect to position. But what I remember most was a special gift she gave to me and to all her students, and that I still have today. In the weeks leading up to the AP tests, she promised that she would give us a special gift. And as a young teenager, of course, I was ecstatic. I wanted this gift so much. And I remember the weeks leading up and the anticipation just building and building. And she said it would help us remember the chain roll, as if the song wasn't enough. So here I am looking forward to this gift, and I'm literally at the edge of my seat as the day comes and it's time to take the AP test. So on the day of the test, she wakes up super early, goes and gets us all bagels because not all of us could get breakfast, and she wanted to make sure that we all had breakfast that morning. And she finally pulls out this box, and she hands us all the gift that she has promised us. This amazing gift that I had waited almost all year to get. And you wouldn't believe what it was. It was a glittery, wooden number 2 pencil. And I couldn't be any happier. I was so happy for that pencil. I wanted to bring it here today, but it's framed in my home, at my parents' house. They keeping very good care of it, and I still do have it. And when I came back from Japan, I visited her, and to my surprise, she's upgraded from the pencils to pens. And then now they say chain roll on them. But really, I was so happy because I knew at that moment that I not just understood the chain roll, but I understood calculus, which would be the foundation of my engineering education. Really, the true gift was not the pencil. Really, the gift that Ms. Moutafian gave me was confidence, and that was the best gift I could ever get. Thank you so much, Ms. Moutafian, for everything you've done for me. It means so much.
Wow. I'm so proud of Juan and so many other students, but it gives me such pride and such joy to see that to see where he's come. He's earned a degree and a master's degree in engineering, and he's doing work that he loves, and it's just, it so warms my heart. So thank you, Juan. I can't thank you enough. And we've actually graduated to the mechanical pencils that are engraved that say chain rule and AP calculus, but it was the glittery pencil in those. I don't remember the build-up to it, but anyway. I want to say thank you also to the Carlston Family Foundation. Please accept my sincere and heartfelt gratitude for this honor and recognition. I know there are a lot of worthy teachers, and I feel grateful and very humble, especially after today. Very humbled to be now part of this talented and dedicated group of teachers. My friend and former colleague Grace Patino was in the first class, and she also was from Watsonville High School and is from Watsonville High School. And in math, I think we're the first to have two people from the same school in the same department. So, and I give her some of this credit too, so thank you, Grace. In anticipation of this evening, I've been reflecting over the past weeks and months about how grateful I am and how lucky I am to be a teacher. And I've remembered the high school teachers who made a difference for me and who allowed me to experience the joy of being a teacher through tutoring experiences. And I actually, although belatedly, and one of them isn't still alive, two of them aren't alive, but I did make contact with their family to express that gratitude. And that was meaningful to them. And throughout my career, I've been blessed with supportive department chairs and principals. It does make a huge difference, and supportive family. I'm grateful to my husband, Shahei, for always supporting me in my career, whether I wanted to be part-time when we had our babies or work full-time, and when I'd stay up till 1 in the morning grading tests, whatever it was, and I still don't get home until 6 o'clock at night. He's always supported me. He never complains because he knows how important it is to me to be a teacher. So thank you, Shahei. And thank you to my children, to Anush and to Nishan, who always still tell me how proud they are of me and how important they think the work is that I'm doing, and that means a lot to me, so thank you. This award is particularly meaningful for me because it originated with a student. I mean, Juan, I can't thank you enough. You'll always be in my heart. It's the students that keep me coming back, and I do feel like they're my kids too. They keep me coming back for more. They're the ones that make it fun. About a month or two ago, I was walking around helping the kids do their problems. You know, I gave them a problem, you go try it, and I'll walk around and give some help. And I'm there at a student's desk, and I look up just in time to see Beto turning around to impress the girl behind him doing this. And I'm like, Beto, what are you doing? This is calculus. And he, now he's got an audience, right? Because I've said it out loud, without missing a beat, it's like. So I couldn't help it. I was trying not to laugh at first, but then I lost it. Now he's really got an audience. Everybody's laughing, so it's like in one nostril, out the other, in one ear, out the other. Going crazy. So we still laugh about that, and all he has to do is just put his hand like this. And I don't do it, Beto, don't do it. Because you know, I can still lose it with that. So, and of course the whole class is laughing. But I think this year, it's been a really fun year, especially. We laugh almost every day. And, well, maybe it might be them groaning at my bad jokes, but, you know, like the one about what kind of underwear does a math-loving mermaid wear? Any kind of underwear, of course, they get excited. That is the algebra. Sorry. Yeah, there you go. Okay, sorry. And or maybe they're laughing at me when I make them do those raps and sing chain, 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 and do the quadratic formula rap or whatever. Maybe sometimes this year they're telling me a dumb joke. There was one in Spanish. I forgot to tell my son this, but I'll tell you later. It's a little off color, but the whole class was laughing. So I love the fun, but another thing is I do love the math, and I love the way things fit together, and I enjoy problem solving and the elegance of a well-done proof. And after I've derived a particularly beautiful property or theorem, I ask the class, do you believe? And they know they have to say, I believe, if they do. Or sometimes I just say, ow, I feel good. Na, 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 na. And I didn't realize until this year that they don't know who James Brown even is. So we put that on YouTube and we fix that. So I know I'm kind of preaching to the choir here, but for those of you who may not be teachers, we get a great feeling when the students get it. And we just love it. And I know it's kind of, they say you can't teach an old dog new tricks, but I'm 67 and I still learned that trick this year. And even just last week, I actually figured out a new way to illustrate and help the kids understand why and how it is that the concavity of a function relates to the second derivative. And that's really satisfying. So I love the kids and I love math, but most of all, I love and care about the kids. No matter which side of the bed I wake up on, and even during the most personally challenging of times, I always feel up when I'm at school. And maybe it's their contagious, youthful energy that kids bring. I see people nodding who are teachers, you all know. Maybe it's their energy, but in any case, it's on the personal front that we as teachers can really make a difference in the lives of a young person. And when a student tells you that it's because of you that they went to college, or thanks you for inspiring them to go beyond the limits they'd set for themselves, or for believing in them when they didn't believe in themselves, those expressions give me such gratitude for this profession. When I hear Juan talk, oh my God, even one student, that's enough. And but anyway, I'm grateful too when I can be there for a student who's experiencing hard times. Sometimes it's social problems at home, or even the loss of a parent, or unspeakable difficulties that bring them to confide in me. And after I've dealt with those students in those situations, I'm usually drained, and sometimes I feel like I'm way over my head. But even then, and perhaps more then, I feel very grateful to be a teacher. We never accomplish all that we'd like to, and there are certainly students that we'd like to help that we know we didn't get to. But I've come to understand that being a math teacher is not just about the math. It's about the students as people and the relationships that we make with them. And that even if we never hear from students again, we can rest assured that we've often made a difference. And that's the privilege and honor of being a teacher. So again, thank you to the Carlston Family Foundation. I'm so grateful. And thank you for welcoming me into this family.